Well, about 5 years ago, we started a community garden in Bay Cliff, and through that association with the garden, we got to know several people in Bay Cliff who became instrumental in our lives. Not the least of which was Carol, who is kind of the leader of the Bay Cliff community. So in June of 2019, Kathy and Carol and I decided to start a Bible study on a Sunday evening. And our first meeting was in a RV park, which is a step down from a trailer park. These people actually live in very small RVs and with limited utilities, and it's very basic. So at our first Bible study, we met Hillary, who rides her bicycle to work at Wendy's. We met Brandy, who is in the running to be a candidate on the TV show The Biggest Loser. We met Nina, who walks to Kemah from Bay Cliff to work in a dog shelter. We met Sean, the woodworker, and Carlos, who he's a little sketchy. I'm not sure what. But at any rate, we started this Bible study, and I kind of, to our surprise, became a great thing. I forgot to mention Audrey. Audrey was also at the first Bible study, and it may be the third Bible study, we said, "Where's Audrey?" And Carol said, "She's in rehab for drugs." So we did nothing but pray for her, and Audrey got back with us, and while in rehab, she found Jesus. And it was like a God sighting for sure. And Audrey became a very good friend and is on the straight and narrow. And it turns out that Audrey is also a very good craft person. And when Christmas time rolled around, she had made this cross for us and gave it to me as a Christmas present, something that I will always treasure. We had never had a cross on the church wall for I don't know what reason, but this will now be our cross for the cross wall.
So the second part of the story is as they began to craft together and the women began to work together and the Bible study began to grow and change a little bit as many things do. One night after Saturday night worship, they gave me a bit of the jewelry that they'd been making, and I was showing it to some folks, and through the generosity of folks like Diane Dice and Mary Lou McGregor and others, they actually purchased some of the necklaces and earrings and things, and I was able to go back to the Bay Cliff Crafters with actually some seed money to start their business, which was really exciting. In addition to that, Don Zakoris was with us that night, and we had talked about the youth auction at Saturday night, and he gave me additional money and said, have them make something for the auction. So Audrey made this cross, and it was to be in the youth auction for this year, which we obviously didn't have, but I definitely hope it will be in the auction for next year as a donation from Don Zakoris in the Bay Cliff Crafters. But if you see it in the auction, I want you to do two things. I want you to certainly bid it up. And the second thing is I want you to consider joining a Connect group and consider stepping out of your comfort zone and consider thinking about something that might make you very uncomfortable. We started the Bay Cliff Bible study by going to the church library and looking up books and finding things that we should do, and really it sort of fell flat on its face. But what we found was the Bible really stood on its own, and all we had to do was open the Bible and say, let's read it, John. Let's read a Psalm. Let's think about Proverbs. What's anybody interested in? And that took us into such deep places and rich discussion and sharing of personal lives that it was by far much more of a blessing to us than it was to them.